Hello guys, good evening. I'm gonna do the market close update starting with the 4 hour. As you can see, there's been some development after the breakout on the 18th of February. We have approached the center of the symmetrical triangle, but still we haven't done the global breakout from the top that I've been talking in the past few days. Remember, I mentioned I'm expecting to see a breakout from the red line, and potentially what we need to do in here for a recovery is to break out from the top, which is the resistance global, that is this line in white in the RSI. The price action has been doing also some progress. Remember, in the morning I highlight that 3 times in a row with these bubbles in here we have done liquidity hunts. Basically, we hit the top of the range and then we drop lower, hit top of the range and lower. And the last one was the most painful one because it hit the top of the range and it went all the way to 93.3, completely devastating the longs. After that, we have a reclaim of 94.9, which is supposedly now support after 2 successful tests. This one yesterday on Wednesday, and then after that we are hitting the top. But this time, instead of selling off and putting a new low, we are managing to hold the 95k as support, and the price is exiting from the top. What is the problem so far is that the breakout is just on the price action, not yet on the RSI. So that means that if you're expecting this to be a successful breakout, you need to also wait for the momentum to achieve that. To do that, RSI needs to exit from above 54 on the 4 hour time frame. Let's go with the daily time frame because there's also some progress in that area. Remember that we have a CME gap located at 97.2 on price on Binance, and we have on the daily managed to hold this RSI of 42 for multiple days in a row. And I say that the next thing is that we need to hit this resistance at 46 that comes from the RSI, from this line placed like this on the daily RSI, and we have done some progress towards that, but still against resistance. If we manage to do that, and if we manage to break out with a 4 hour, potentially we can go in a rally up until 54 on the daily RSI. That on the price looks pretty much like going towards 99.7 at the moment. I think a little bit lower, probably 99.5, because it's 54 and this level there is 55. But for doing that, we have done great progress today, and I wanted to highlight that. Yesterday we recovered from being below the symmetrical triangle. Today we have held that support and we have managed to get very close to the point of control. That is great progress. That is still not there towards the full target, but it is something. Of course, it is very important that if we went back down to pinch the lows, that we continue to hold that 94.7, 94.8 around here. So we continue to have chances to call for that top of the range after having reclaimed it. So let's go into the liquidity and into the order book, because there is some liquidity that is growing at the low end, and this will be, if we went to the low 93s, this will be the 5th time that the pattern, that the setup of going to the highs and then collapsing to the next lower low on the 15 minutes plays out. I think 4 times is enough, but we have to be realistic, and it might take a little bit more time if we went to the 93. And that is because the progress that we have done is to accumulate liquidity starting from 98.7. We didn't have this, so this is an achievement. But in between where we are and getting us into 99, the progress hasn't been that much. It had increased at the 97.6. There is some green in there. We still don't have a full continuous of liquidity, and so all this progress increases the chances that we can go to those highs. But I would love to see a bit more green and a bit more continuous, just for the sake of guaranteeing a smooth path to that top. And that's what I want to see to be completely convinced. At the moment, with the situation like this, all I can say, it is easier now, but it's not guaranteed. Um, so that is kind of the problem at the moment. On the 15 minutes, on the bid versus ask liquidity, we can see that it has gone a little bit flat in this area after we reach 96 and just going sideways. But if you look carefully at this pattern on the 15 minutes, this looks like an inverse head and shoulders. But we need to break above 96.5 and start shooting back up to confirm that. But now there is a kind of a disagreement between bid and ask, so that's why we're going sideways. The CME gap, I think, has the word at the moment. The gap is at 97.2, starts from 97, and hopefully that is gonna come at hand at the moment to help us getting us out from the price that is stuck at this range. We'll see tomorrow if 97.2 can make the trick, and hopefully it can help us reach the top of the range, crossing the point of control. The point of control conveniently is at 97. CME gap is slightly above, so hopefully that brings us into the top of the range and makes it much easier to complete the full target to top of the range, slightly below the 100K around now where we are. I hope you appreciate the evening update. If you do, hit the like and write down a comment down below. That's all I need to help the channel and to continue the motivation to put out these videos right before I go to bed. I'm super tired. I made so many videos, including the Paul Baron, but I got a lot more coming up tomorrow, so I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Take care.